got to tell y'all about this thing called life. You know I got to share it. See, there's this thing called life. I got to tell y'all. Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to episode 205 of In a Good Way podcast. 205. Before, I don't know how long ago, we did a men's circle. So this is gonna be a part two to that. We did one before we went on the spiritual retreat, the Holy Shift retreat in Tulum, Mexico. So we decided to do one to get together after post retreat, and so also while we were there on the first day of the retreat, it was the 4 year anniversary of the podcast. So I didn't get to do my little 4 year anniversary video. So this is it right here, and it's an honor to do it with both of you. So
Yeah, congrats
uh
to that,
no,
man.
no, thank you. Yeah, 4 years. I
Yeah,
can't believe it's already been four
congrats.
years. Yeah, thank you. And yeah, no, I'm excited now having met you both in person. I admire both of you just that much more, right? So it's amazing. So I'm just gonna let both of you share whatever you want to share. Well, what do you think? Or how did it feel like, right, being over there? Let me share this real quick before we get started. This morning, I had a friend. She didn't know I had came back yet, and she sent me a voice memo, and she was like, "Man, what are you all doing over there? Cause I felt this like energy shift or something." And I was like, "Whoa, I hadn't even thought about that, right? Like how." Like there's even been that, right, where there's a group that meditated in the city and crime started going down or stuff like that, and just the ripple effects and so when I was thinking about it, I think I even got chills. I was like, damn, I guess maybe we were doing something bigger than we even had the time to process. You know what I mean? So please, what do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah, I'll start. I think it was amazing. So much went right that I didn't know would go right. I felt like spirit was there, source was there, just making stuff happen. Everything was aligned. I definitely feel shifted. I feel great about the experience. I can see the excitement of everybody that went through the experience as well, because we have a WhatsApp group and everybody's still sharing throughout. Feels like a family joined, and yeah, it was another world.
Yeah. And for me, I guess a lot of the same. Um, I often kind of I don't know. I feel my experience kind of make me feel the same as everybody, and I don't really like to any highlight any much difference between one person to the next. But um, but what I've got from being around a bunch of amazing people, high vibrating people, is that I do have a unique message, and there's value in me just accepting that there's some difference or some uniqueness in what I'm speaking about and how I speak about it. So
Absolutely. One thing that was interesting is that I noticed because before, right, the video we did us three, the three of us together, it was about yeah, we based it right like on men's experiences in spirituality, and we kind of focused on that. And so a theme as I was talking to everybody that was there was that about women dealing with the masculine side of themselves and men dealing with the feminine aspects of themselves, like bringing balance to that. So it was pretty interesting, and just the fact that everybody was so vulnerable made it all flow like smoothly, right? At least from what I got, right? I felt like everybody was extremely vulnerable because they wanted. So that was the interesting thing. It was like everybody that went to the retreat was at that stage in their life when they were ready. So I think had it been anybody else, like, or for future retreats, I think like anybody that probably feels called to go at that point will be ready, right? It's like maybe they haven't been ready or something, but at that point, everyone that was there felt like they were ready. So
Yeah, I was shocked at that because like everyone was ready. Everyone was taking it serious. And like I didn't know how that was gonna be. Like, some people take it serious. Like I know a couple people said that they were just really going to chill. They were just gonna chill there and do other stuff. But after the first day, they were like, "Nah, this seems legit. We're gonna stay," which is cool. And yeah, like even the group was so much more aware than I thought. Like I didn't know like what level that people would be at, but so many people were just aware, even of their own situation, what they want from it, what they want to change, where they're at, and it's yeah, again, like it all worked out perfectly.
Yeah, I was inspired, in my interactions with all the teachers, of course, but my a lot of my interactions with the attendees is definitely still, kind of resonating, and still have hope just from conversations and even future plans with other attendees. So it's like, it was just beautiful for everybody, in my opinion. Uh,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I definitely didn't know everyone was gonna be so aware, right? I think, and I didn't know some were just planning to go like, let me just. So that's pretty interesting. So that's news to me. I thought everybody was already like, okay. No, actually, I did. Actually, yeah. Actually, I had, had a conversation with someone, and they were kind of like, well, I don't know. I'm just going, like I'm just going, and it was great to see that once they were there, they felt things changing or they were learning. And you know what? Another thing, definitely, everyone was a teacher there and everyone was a student. So that was pretty amazing, right? Like, I learned a lot.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like even that, because that's one thing. Okay, since this was our first retreat, there was a lot of things that we could have done better, or just done. It's like, man, I wish we did that, wish I did that, or things you just forgot about. But when I say it worked out, it really did. Like even about when we were doing our group sessions, our mini group sessions, I wanted to allow the participants to share their insights as well with the other members, but they naturally did that without having to share it. What other stuff happened? The synchronicities were
Oh,
crazy. Like there was one person before we even spoke, it was like I had recognized her. I was like, yeah, she knows. And then later I found out like we think the same. We have the same outlook and stuff. And there were other synchronicities with every conversation I had, like you too, things that
Yeah.
I don't use synchronicity lightly. So know that. Like I
oh,
can't
okay.
even explain how it's way beyond coincidence. It's like, nah, this is spirit. This is God moving through all of us right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I mentioned, like, I would have probably, not that I wouldn't have accepted, but when, like Betty extended, or I don't know who told me first, you or Betty, or both of you that extended the offer to go to the retreat, right? As soon as I saw the date, right, it was like 3/22. I was like, what? Like that's the anniversary of the podcast and all this. And I think that's the date I put out my first book too, 3/22, like the following year. So that number's been important. But even that, right? Like originally when we got there, right, four of us went a little early. We wanted to go to Chichen Itza, right, for the spring equinox. And we decided to get a car, right? We decided kind of on the spot, like, you know what, let's just get a rental, right? And as we're waiting, the first car that pulls up, it has 3/22 on the license plate. And we're like, what? I know I took a picture, so if I find it, I'll insert it here. And then after, when we get to the first place we were staying, it's 3/22's address. And I even asked you, did you do that on purpose? And you were like, nah. You're like, nah, I didn't do that on purpose. And then sure enough, a couple of days later on 3/22, the retreat starts, right? So just from the first, hour that we were there already, the synchronicities were just coming through. It was crazy. Um, and even real quick, it was funny because on the plane right there, right, me and Tangi both flew from the same place. And she had the window seat, I had the aisle seat, and there was someone in the middle. So that seat was paid for, but they didn't show up. I don't know why. And we were a little more comfortable on our flight. We got to know each other, right? Because that was my first time meeting Tangi in person. Even though I had interviewed her and everything, it was cool. So I don't know. I'm not that that's like a huge miracle to some, but to me, hey, like it felt good having that extra space, right? Being able to stretch out and all that. So I was like, wow, this is gonna be a good trip after all, you know?
I'll say this real quick about the plane ride. I had something too where when I was in the airport, there was this lady who came and just sat next to me for a few seconds. Then she got up, she forgot her luggage or her bag or something. I know that's a no-no in the airport, but she came right back, got it. Then when I was on the plane, I was in the far right window seat and no two spaces were by me. She was on the far left window seat of the same row, no two seats were by her. Then when we got off the plane, after I got my bags and stuff, I went outside and she was talking to Danielle, who was the other member who arrived with us pre-trip. And I was just like, man, who is this lady? I mean, I never found out, but it was just the fact that I had those three interactions with her, just like that, and interacted with our people as well. So that was interesting.
Mm. But so what was the interaction from her that stood out?
No, it was just the fact that she was in the same row. She sat right next to me, and she was talking
Wow.
to Danielle when we got out. Is
Wow.
yeah.
That's what did she tell you what they were talking about or?
Oh no, I think she was helping her find something. I think she asked Danielle help with something. Yeah, to
Mm.
find a new terminal, which was like
Mm.
Terminal 3, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. That's crazy. No, you know what? And we're not gonna go into that story, but even when we did our little while we were there, and Jay Clay knew some people that were there, and we went on a little we went on a little side quest, right? We took a little stroll through the jungle late at night, right? The dark path down. But there was someone there that I met, and as soon as we talked, it was like, the same, right? It was like, I know you. And I was like, yeah, like we know each other, It was like, so not just between the attendees, but even people that were meeting. So that's why I'm wondering, like that lady that you guys met, it's pretty interesting. We could talk about that if you guys want, but nah, it's because I won't be kind. But uh,
Ooh.
nah, not with that, like that interaction, because it was. But anyways, yeah, no. So let me tell you what stood out to you on from the whole trip. What was something that was just like mind blowing? Like what was something that yeah, it felt almost because yeah, to me there was a lot of even life changing kind of situations happening. Right. I don't think I processed everything. I wanted to do this while it was fresh in our heads, right? Everything, but I'm still kind of like floating.
Yeah.
I'm still up there floating right now. I'm like, I still haven't.
Yeah, and I think that's probably what stood out to me is how magical everything felt, every interaction, side quests, all of it, how revealing, and the
Yeah.
synchronicities. Like I'm not one to just speak really, just random. Like I don't make a big deal about seeing the angel numbers every day because I see them every day, all the
Yeah, yeah.
time, all the time, and it's crazy. But I don't talk about it all the time because it would be every day, and it would get to a point where people were like, well, "Okay, shut up about the numbers already." But
Yeah.
but there were so many things that happened, so many interactions that happened that were like, you know, like it's this theme is important in my life because I am out of my normal circumstance over in Tulum, out on a side quest on a planned mission and I'm seeing things that are identical with what I am navigating in my own personal space. So it's just a lot of magical stuff was happening all the time. And my it was like some of the even some of the strange things in my personal experience prepared me for some of the interactions that I had there
Mm.
that weren't even planned interactions. So it was just a lot of interesting things. Yeah, magical place.
Yeah.
No, go.
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say same. Like even because we had a schedule and we kind of shifted some things day to day by gauging the people. But even the things that seemed to not go according to schedule worked out better than if they did go according to schedule.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
yeah, it was just surprising. It was just like how easy is not the right word because I won't say it was easy, but it just fell into place beautifully. That it was just like I have no words for this. I'm grateful. I'm thankful. Yeah, everything was magical.
Absolutely. Even yeah, like how you brought up, yeah, the angel numbers are one thing, but exactly the first, we arrived there and then the guests were arriving. So that first night, I forgot, I don't even remember what, but then the next morning, because I don't really think I interacted one on one with any of the guests there until the next day, right? I think the first day was just kind of like everybody together. And then the next day, I woke up early in the morning. I went over there, probably looking for food or something, right? Like early in the morning. And then the first person that comes up to me, they just start talking to me, one of the guests, and you know, they're like saying, "Hey, where do you live?" I tell them this and that, and I tell them where I live and all this and that, and out of nowhere, they're like, "Oh yeah, I know that area," and I'm like, "Really?" And then they're like, "Yeah, I graduated from this high school," and I'm like, "What? That's where I graduated from." I was like, "What are the chances that here we go to meet all the way over there, and we graduated from the same high school, right?" And the first person that comes up to me. So even if you think about that, the graduation thing, right? Like we were graduating
Yeah.
to some, and it did feel like a whole new thing. Even when I came home, there was something waiting for me that's a life-changing thing. So I was like, wow. So it did feel like there were some things. And then in the first day or second day when we had our groups, I think it was the first day, right? When we had our groups, like day two, right?
Yeah,
But
they too.
after we arrived. So then the people that were in my group, it was, you know, the person that we graduated from the same high school. The other person, they had the same birthday as my brother, basically the same name, basically similar life experiences kind of thing. So it was just like, my brother's the reason I started this whole journey, that I probably met, you know, anybody, met Betty, which then I met you, which then I met David. Like everything was from that. So this interaction, it was just mind blowing, right? And then, even the other person, like there was already a connection there, so everything was just mind blowing, right? So yeah, yeah, definitely a lot more than just angel numbers. So yeah,
Yeah, this whole thing, like, I think I don't know for y'all, but like in my groups and stuff, I think everybody cried like at some point.
mm,
Even my
Yeah.
eyes was watering all
Yeah.
throughout it.
Same. Same.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, and I think that's why, like I was. Oh, and it was funny because there was like an even ratio of men and women, right? Yeah.
And it was like different nationalities. It was a wide range. It was very diverse, which is I wasn't expecting that either.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I mean, it was my first retreat, so I didn't know. But usually, yeah, when I see people posting pictures of retreats or this and that, it tends to be more women, right? Usually,
Yeah.
especially spiritual retreats, right?
Well, white women.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's that's funny. That's funny. Yeah. And yeah, no, so this was beautiful to see that. And then again, right, like that the men were open to be vulnerable and acknowledge that, right? The work we're doing. So yeah, yeah. It was cool. What else do you guys take
So
from this?
again, what was crazy, like during sessions and teaching, of course, it's all about them. And in some pieces, it was hard because, like you said, they were teaching as well without even realizing it.
Yeah.
And just again, for lack of better words, synchronicities behind it. I'm like, this is crazy. And you want to kind of stop the teaching to say, you don't even know how crazy this is right now because blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah. But you want to just stay in it. But I mean, they understood too because they were feeling the same thing from the other side, and it's a real community. Like I heard so many people when we were leaving, even saying, "Next year, are y'all gonna do this next year? Is this an every year thing? We got it. We going."
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I think I don't know if it was Tangi that said it, but it was almost like she said that when we were there, it almost felt like we were in heaven, and then we were going back into, to almost like that, right? Like we came together in this heavenly place to, I guess, learn what we had to do or recover or re-energize or something, and then we were gonna be going back, I guess to maybe
Yeah.
be bridges, right? Be bridges between those worlds. But it literally, for me, that's what it felt like. It felt like we got a taste of what this new earth could be like, right? This heaven on earth kind of thing. Like it was mind-boggling to me that there were 25 people with different beliefs, and yet we all were able to connect, right? No one was trying to force their views on somebody else. Nobody was, like, why are you smiling? Did you? I mean, I don't know unless I didn't witness it, but I was like mind blown that I was like, wow, everyone's really respectful of each other's belief. No one's trying to pressure nobody into nothing, right? Um, no one's trying to convert nobody to like nothing. It was just smooth. So,
E- Even when you did Omar, even when you did the ceremony, like and like you said,
mm,
everybody took to that and they did it seriously. Like, you know what I mean? Like they were really in it. And I thought that was cool. They did it in a respectful way because like I mean me, I didn't know this. I mean, I never participated in a ceremony like that. And I don't even know what it's called if you want to share that. But I just thought that that was cool that everybody came together and took it seriously and in a respectful way to participate in that.
yeah, no, it was just a four directions prayer ceremony, right? We were just praying, right? Praying, to the ancestors of the land, praying to, all the elements, the directions, right? It's like pretty because every like native tribe will do it differently or slightly, right? There's variations, right? Natives from like the south to natives to the north, but everybody has kind of a similar uh approach, right? Just giving reverence to the elements and the earth, the sky, the creator, all that. So, yeah, yeah, and I didn't even think about that. So I think I was because at that point I was focused on that. Like I didn't even, even when I watched the pictures, like I get it, I see it, but yeah, yeah, no, I didn't have time to process it. So no,
Yeah.
thank you for
Like
saying that.
from to piggyback on that, it felt organic. Like
Mm,
it didn't feel even if it was something that somebody had never done before, it felt like it integrated into anybody's reality because you're not it wasn't such an abstract idea. It was an integrating ritual, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't I don't know, it just felt it made everybody feel a part of something sacred and old and useful.
mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And even after I was being asked about it, like, oh, I want to incorporate that into my practice. How do I do
yeah,
it, right? And like for example, even when I was talking to, because I was curious, right? Because there were Mayan people everywhere, so I asked the Mayan man, like, what's one thing? And he said, well, some just will do it like on Day of the Dead, right? Though, so a lot of times, but other than that, yeah, it's I guess over there it's usually food, right? Just giving a food offering, right? Going to the river offering food, going to somewhere in nature offering food, putting like a spirit plate is what it's called here. I don't know if they call it the same thing, but usually giving offerings of food. Even like when I would go to I don't know if it's like Chinese normally, but they'll have the Buddha and then they have like the little food
yeah,
offering. So it's funny how all these cultures do have similar ways of doing things. So
And like because I was trying to remember like all the days and everything we did, but it was like everything was like a long, seamless, perfectly orchestrated thing. I know like that the first day was just the, introduction. Second day, that's when we call it like taking exposing the wound. But I remember how I wasn't I was a little drained, but I wasn't as drained as I thought I would be. And everyone seemed happy from that experience. Like usually when you're exposing the wound, that's a tough time. I mean, and people did have feelings come out, but
yeah,
people ended the day happy.
yeah,
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 Yeah. And I thought that that was gonna be just like a traumatic day for all, but it wasn't.
yeah, yeah. No, even that I think was perfect. Like I lost some sleep too, and it will be, and that made me just be more mellow. I feel like because of that, if I was fully like, I wouldn't have been in the same space. Like
yeah,
it was meant, even that was meant to be. So I could just be more relaxed and calm. And I even feel like that helped me be more connected, right? Spiritually, like just being kind of in this yeah, in the Zen place. Cause even yeah, yeah. So that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. What about you, David?
yeah. I mean, it was easy to, uh, I was dealing with, I quit smoking cigarettes, and
Oh.
so I'm dealing with withdrawal and all this stuff. So, my voice, I still don't have my voice back, and it's just been, a healing journey, and to go from the first 2 days of just keeping you up, coughing, and and then the third day that kind of stopping, and and then it kind of going away, and it just been feeling good, man, and I'm riding the momentum of watching my at least my lungs recovering, and
Mm.
actively watching my lungs recover. And that's just a reminder, man, that no matter what we go through, no matter what parts of our story we exaggerate and all of the suffering and pain that we seem to exaggerate, we recover. We're resilient. And I was that my lungs experiencing my lungs recovering. It's just a
Wow.
reminder of that, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And even to that, like there were a lot of healers there, like physical healers too.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were participating in each other's
Yeah.
physical healings. Even the
Yeah.
side quest helped out David with the the thing that was given. So
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly, because that helped me big time, bro. Because I was in pain that evening, and
Oh,
it helped me go to sleep. And that was, I
wow.
think, that was the first night that I did not cough all night.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, the night that I got some relief for the pain that I was experiencing in my neck and shoulder and back was the night that I didn't cough anymore. So yeah,
Wow.
and I didn't cough from that point forward. So
Wow. So the side quest was a magical experience after all.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. No, and the same I got to experience like it was interesting because someone did Reiki on me and it seemed to help them just as much. And
yeah,
and yeah, I was it was funny, right? Like they did Reiki on me and then they started giggling. And I was like, what why are you giggling? Like what? And
yeah,
they're like, I don't know, it's just your energy is like it's I don't know, it's giggling with me or something. Now I was like, what in the world is happening? But I felt that.
yeah,
Then after um it made me feel happy too, right? And I think that was a common thing, right? Like as we helped others, we were helping ourselves too. It's just pretty interesting, right? I think a lot of people already know that, but it was just cool to see it happen, right? Like in real
yeah.
time.
And getting the attention. Like if once somebody is aware that you got a problem, man, everybody swarms and is gonna give you that
Mm.
attention and they offer their gifts and their healing. So it was even I had never used a grounding mat. I
Mm.
think Kelly gave me the grounding mat and that helped big time. You know.
Wow.
So,
And I liked how accepting people were of just certain things and circumstances. Like on the second day of the side quest, David and I got locked out because we came back super late, and like we tried stuff, but we were just gonna accept that up. I guess we just can't get into the morning, like, and
yeah.
it wasn't a big deal. But then somebody came and let us in.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
because I was like, shit, I mean, if we gotta sleep in the car or figure something out, whatever, it's gonna work out. Either way it goes, we're gonna figure it out. I didn't care, man.
Yeah. Damn,
Yeah,
that's funny. Yeah, yeah. I didn't know that. You probably told me, but I didn't remember that.
yeah,
There was
Yeah,
something
we
else
we
that
had
popped
rang the
up, but
doorbell because at first we tried to knock soft because everybody was
yeah.
asleep. We were
I
like,
didn't know that doorbell was gonna actually make a loud noise. I thought it was gonna like maybe ring to someone's phone or something, like
oh
security.
wow.
And then I was like, oh man, I'm sorry.
but I think it alerted them. Maybe I don't know, but some kind of way
Yeah,
it worked out.
it worked out.
Yeah.
Mm. You know, something funny, because I didn't know, on that last day that we were gonna do like, I mean, I knew, but I didn't know that I was gonna do it, right? Um, like when we did like a little talent show kind of thing, right? Uh,
Yeah.
and so, the last time I was gonna perform a song, it was years ago already. Something happened that stopped me from performing. And since then, I never picked it back up, right? Like, so it had been years, over 6 years. Like, it's crazy. And so even that was like a rebirth in a way. Like, oh, I performed. Like, wow. I mean, I didn't remember the words to like more than half of my songs, but just doing it, I was like, yeah. And then even people being receptive to it,
Yeah.
it woke
It
that
was
up again.
dope.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
was
No,
dope,
no.
man. Yeah.
It was just a feeling of yeah, so that was something too, like that had needed to happen for me. So that was huge. I think it's way bigger. Like like I'm barely taking everything in, right? And I was like, I think that was like a huge thing because the way that that was kind of taken from me before, right? Because of something that happened, I didn't even get to perform at this place that I was gonna perform, and then I just kind of was like, that's it, right? And I think even yeah, like you had these amazing poems, right? Like David, so I was like, dude, everybody had some stuff to give. Jay Clay, his songs too. So it was like, yeah, everybody was really talented, in their own
Yeah,
way. So
It was cool, and David touched on it at the beginning of this, is that like we saw how hard we go, meaning not in talent wise, but just what we have to offer the collective.
yeah,
Like
mm,
we all have super gifts beyond what we thought we had. Like just, I saw myself in a new light. I saw all y'all in a new light, even though I know how many gifts y'all have. And I don't just mean spiritual gifts. I just mean the understanding and being able to convey certain things to people. I was
yeah,
like, man, this is a really good group. Like everybody is shining in their own way
yeah,
that's needed.
yeah. Yeah, even like you said, just sometimes like I know circumstance, sometimes we can be a product of our circumstances or we can be a victim of our circumstance. And what I've come to realize is that just simply being from where I'm from, is a lot of wisdom, simplicity. People tell stories. There's a lot of great storytellers, and I listened to a lot of that, and I valued that growing up. So I think a lot of the simplicity in which I explained, complex spiritual ideas and even how I ground, deep, anecdotal, knowledge or into just simple stories or simple analogies, man. It's just I think that I value that's a product, of my circumstances, and I value that, and I don't even know I don't realize how good that is, how good of a gift that is to be able to share in that way and make stuff that's normally taken so seriously, make it into something funny and make it stick. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard to forget something that made you laugh really loud or hard, but it still conveyed a really deep message at the same time. And I really like doing it. I like taking things that we generally look at in a very kind of conventional, normal way and just making taking a provocative angle at it at the same thing, at the same thing that we normal have normalized. Look at that same idea and make it provocative just by accepting that there are other ways that we could have been looking at it. So
yeah, no, no. I'm just thinking of all the sayings that you shared with us. I won't even attempt to say them because I don't want to butcher them. But
yeah.
but yeah, they're stuck in my head. Like
And I got all that stuff from uncles and old people in my growing up around, where I'm from. And it just makes me appreciate where I'm from, Yanceyville, North Carolina, and then
mm,
being an army brat, moving to different places, talking to old people and valuing. I've always valued sitting down talking to old people. So a lot of my orientation is just mimicry, is mimicking old people and the wisdom that I observed all my life, and then infusing these crazy wild experiences into that, all of that, making it all into one thing, and it works because it's just that's my experience. I've been in the country in extremely rural areas where there is wisdom and there is simplicity, but I've had some extremely complex and strange spiritual experiences. So that is all of me. And I think being
mm,
able to explain things, simply is a result of all of that, all of the different experiences that I've had, which is circumstance ultimately, but I like what has come of it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Something that I just remembered, like we didn't really enforce it, but we mentioned about like making a judgment and stuff. But I noticed not many people complained of the stuff that could have been complained on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people getting bit up. I got bit up by mosquitoes. I know people mentioned it, but it wasn't a complaint. I know when we were going on excursions, a lot of stuff happened. We were moving fast and a lot of stuff with that. Like nobody was complaining. It was just a beautiful space. Like it was
Yeah.
because of course there's always something that someone can complain about, but everyone was just relaxed and in that
Yeah.
that nice space.
And even when people brought up things that could have been improved on, and when I heard it, it sounded like, yeah, that did happen, but I had a great time.
Mm,
So that wasn't the highlight of the moment. The highlight of the moment was the we had a great time, and this is, and they don't. So the things that could have been improved on, they were just acknowledged, and that was just it. It wasn't like an emotional attachment to making sure that the acknowledgement had to happen. It was more like, hey, I did it. We could have did this a little bit better, but overall, this was great. And
Mm.
so even the things that could have been critiqued were kind of muted out by the fact that the overall experience was just great almost at every turn, even.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And the same, I didn't really hear one of the few complaints I heard, which wasn't really even a complaint, just kind of really it's more of a compliment, is one of the guests said that they wanted to be able to spend more time with each of us, right? Of the
yeah,
teachers. So
yeah,
that was really it. Like other than
yeah,
that, it wasn't about one person said about like I guess they wanted to eat more, right? Maybe just the food, like they wanted to eat more. But I was
yeah.
okay.
Some good food. That means the food was
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I always
yeah.
felt nice and full, so I didn't have
I
any
did
complaint
too.
with that.
Yeah,
And so,
And that's the thing for me too that I notice that I'm surprised about is like when I'm in those spiritual spaces, food doesn't matter that much, sleep doesn't matter that much. Like the things of the body don't matter. And that's not
yeah,
to say that I wasn't hungry at times or I wasn't sleepy at times. It just didn't matter,
yeah,
and it was fine.
yeah. I don't even recall being or feeling hungry, but maybe one time, and it was because of something. It was something specific that happened, and where I didn't eat for. And it might have been the first day that I got there, and I hadn't eaten
mm,
before I came. And after that, I don't think I ever felt hungry at any point. You know.
yeah. I think the only thing I'm like it was if for me it felt so perfect, and I'm not to put perfect on it, like, but just for me, right? My perception of, and see if someone were to break it down, like they'd probably, well, I don't see it with those lenses of, wow, this didn't happen or this didn't, right? To me, it was just perfect, right? I really can't say anything other than that. No matter what happened, because there was a few things here and there that happened, right? But even with that, it was perfect. I
Yeah.
would want to, for the next time, be
Yeah.
as perfect, right? Because that's how I felt like we got a glimpse into what life could be like. And I used to explain that to people, like when I was little, where my grandparents, like the way they lived just felt perfect. I always was like, man, this is like heaven on earth. Like, why can't, here in the US, there was gangs and this and that and drug addicts and drug dealers and everything around the environment I was growing up in. And then we'd go to Mexico with my grandparents and everything. I was like, whoa, this is like heaven on earth. Why
Yeah.
why are more people living like this? So again, I felt like we experienced this we experienced a taste of that. So I'm like, oh wow, like yeah, so I just want more of it.
Yeah.
I need another dopamine hit.
Yeah. I'm like I'm excited for whatever happens next year. I'm excited. I'm really excited. So
And we ran into a few people working on like frameworks of the perfect city of the golden city of that like
yeah.
and I know you just mentioned that, but others had mentioned it too on the trip, and I just thought that that was cool
Oh
that
wow.
like everybody is just we all working on the same thing but don't know it, and we kind of came together and
Mm.
compared notes
Yeah.
and things.
Yeah, my NDE even, put that idea in my head. So when I hear people speaking of frameworks, it always excites me. And because the potential for that to me is like it's a framework is not a religion. A framework is not even a philosophy. A framework is just constraints, parameters upon which behaviors, thoughts, actions can occur to where order can be maintained. You know what I'm saying? Or at least you can predict what the outcome will be if you go beyond these constraints, and you can take those chances based upon, whatever the circumstance presents you. Uh, so I don't know. I think I value frameworks, big time. So when it became a theme that, recurred a little bit, I was like, okay, this is interesting. This is really interesting. And I think we are all working on the same thing, ultimately, especially when you're loyal, like when you're loyal to the system that we find ourselves in, or loyal to life, loyal to love. You ultimately are gleaning the same solutions. It's just you're just coming at it from your angle.
Absolutely.
But I was to say too, I know Omar is not going to say this, but he was a superstar there. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah, he's a superstar, definitely.
yeah,
Yeah,
straight up. Like people was like, I want Omar, we want Omar. We
yeah,
gotta talk to Omar. So yeah, that was cool.
yeah.
Well, thank you. But here's and so thank you. You know, I so obviously like I feel like that's one thing before I was never good at accepting that, right? Like accepting the so I'm filled with gratitude to hear that. But you know, it's funny because I went there just being of service, right? Like that's all. See, I'm not good with, I know how to create this perfect framework or this or that. See, that's not my
Exactly.
the way my brain functions, right? But with what I do know, yeah, I love sharing knowledge. I love um sharing the experiences I've had to see if they help somebody else, which a lot of times they do, right? Like people will be like, "Oh, okay, I get." I had a few of those moments, even at the airport when we were about to leave. I'm at the airport and I shared something with someone, and they were like, "What? That's what I went." They all make sense now, like something. So it was like it's funny to have those experiences. So yeah, I went with that idea in mind of being of service, and so I'm grateful that if people wanted to talk to me and they got something out of what I was sharing, like then I feel like I did my job as far as the reason I thought I was going, right? To just to be of service. So that's beautiful. Yeah.
I'll say this. I remember on day two, I think I heard a couple of people say, "I already got my money's worth," and that made
Yeah, I
Oh,
me
heard that.
feel good. Yeah,
Yeah, I heard that
because
too. Yeah,
yeah, because you do this thing and you want it to work. You know, you put everything together so that you can facilitate this, but we ultimately have no control over that. We can just do our part. And it was beautiful to just see it all together, to have different people have these different aha moments at the
yeah,
right time and different like I had tons of moments and I wasn't a participant. You know, I'm supposed to be the teacher, but I even had tons of aha moments in that. And when I stepped back to think about it that last day, it did get emotional. Like, man, this is amazing.
yeah. I think I haven't maybe I've been holding it in, right? I think wow, it's funny. I finally like I was doing a reading for someone and some that yeah, I was like, what in the world? And yeah, my so even I cried. I know I cried at that point because I was like, I don't know what this. You know what I mean? Like, well, I'm trying not to say actually because that was their personal reading. But yeah, I did. Even yeah, I know I cried at one point, right? So that was interesting. That was interesting. What were you saying right now though? My brain went somewhere else. What did you just finish saying?
Yeah, well, no, yeah, I was just saying just how like different people had those aha moments and
Oh
just
yeah,
how yeah we did our best. You know what I mean? And it was
yeah,
it was enough. You know?
yeah,
yeah.
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 Yeah,
And you
I
know,
definitely
okay.
learned a lot from the attendees. Even had moments of healing, just through hearing their stories and hearing their courage on the backside of a lot of suffering, hearing the suffering. Like I've um one person in particular, we sat at the airport. I don't really necessarily like it's kind of like you, is like they shared with me. I don't know if I want to necessarily divulge, but they know who I'm talking about. And but I couldn't stop crying just listening to their story, man. And it's
Hmm.
not like out of control, like my body. It's just my eyes would not stop watering, and it's like, oh my God, like it was just feeling the amount of pain that another person feels in certain when they go through certain things, and you are capable of just of feeling it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And it was like a concentrated amount of extreme sadness in that moment, and the tears just would not stop, man. And then when I finally got myself together, they finally stopped. It was like, wow, that like I wouldn't want anybody to feel that. Like that it was a lot, man, for somebody to go through. And then to see him sitting there talking about it, he's not crying. He's, his energy is so beautiful and so, I'm like, wow, man, people are super everybody's a super damn hero, because just the glimpse that he gave me of that put me in a state that it was hard to shake, you know.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
and go ahead. You were gonna say something? No, and that was the same thing when I was connecting with this person. Like, yeah, they looked like stoic, and then I was tapping into something, and at first I was trying to fight it, and I was like, no, I was like,
Yeah.
the whole thing that we're doing here, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm just, I don't know, I'm
Yeah, I couldn't stop
overwhelmed with,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So go ahead, Jake.
Yeah, and David mentioned courage. I forgot about that. Like this was a strong group. Like for real, like so many people were doing things that they really, how do I say this? Like they really jumped in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like sometimes it may take a process, but they were all in, and the bravery, the courage that they showed was amazing. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
See, isn't that funny? Like even the choice in words, like they really jumped in. And then when we were at that cenote, people were
yeah,
jumping in. Like
yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah,
Even me, I felt a little reluctant. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. And I just and yeah, I think everybody took a moment to breathe. And someone was trying to record me, and they're like, "Oh, well, man, you just ran and jumped right in." Because yeah, I didn't
yeah.
want to. And even that, right? I guess it went so deep that when I was coming out, I was like, where's the air? I was like, I was already like, I'm out of breath. I'm out of breath. And then I just started like pushing again, and then poof, you pop out. You know what I mean? Like so,
Yeah,
like really plunging in yeah, so many like death and rebirth kind of moments, right? A rebirth moment. So
yeah.
pretty funny. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What else? I was gonna say something I forgot, but go ahead, Jake Clay. I know you come up with things quick.
Yeah, so like, because again, like so much happened every day. So okay, I talked about day two. Day three was when we were talking about the oneness and things, and even there were even breakthroughs in our big group discussion. Like we were just around the round table and everybody was there. I was shocked that people would even have breakthroughs in that. Like it's
Yeah,
almost like every element facilitated multiple breakthroughs for people that is just like it clicked.
yeah.
Yeah. I know I had said it like playing around, but I said like now for the next one, I'm gonna promote the living bloop out of it because I was like, wow, because even before, right? Like I knew what we were doing, but when you see that many people, it almost feels like they're all these like kind of I don't know why it already feels like success stories. Like everyone got something out of it, right? There wasn't one person
Mhm.
that I saw that wasn't, like I saw that in the beginning that they were kind of like, wow, I just came, so it's true what you said. Now that I'm thinking about it, when we were at the big table, right? Like people were kind of like voicing that, right? But now after, like, yeah, I have all the confidence in it, right? Like, yeah, like, and that's what I said too. Like, I made a post and I said, like, yeah, I wish everyone could experience this, but I think for this was perfect. I wouldn't have wanted it to have been different in any way. I'm glad
Yeah.
everyone that went. Every single person that was there was meant to be there. It's funny that it was 25 too, because I don't know. That's my brain, right? Thinking like 5 times 5 is 25. 5 is the number of change. 2 and 7. I mean, 2 and 5 add up to 7. 7 is always like the perfect completion number. Even the address to the place we were staying in was like 777 something something. So I was like, dude, you know,
Mhm.
yeah, the little angel numbers and all that. So.
And then like shout out to the other teachers too and us like how maybe it's tuned in might be the right word but just how like cohesive we work together and just discussing too like hey you should perhaps work with this or just have a conversation with this person because of this and all that and shout out to Betty too like she was holding down a lot too
Yeah,
like it just yeah it just came together.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, yeah. Betty's a magical person. So if she ends up watching this, I put her up there with unicorns and all that good stuff.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, yeah. No, and both of you as well. So don't worry, you guys are like Pegasus, right? She has the horn. Cause I could see her stabbing somebody with her horn, but
There you go. There you go.
she could be a Pegasus or a unicorn, then something like that. But yeah, anything else you guys want to add or?
I think this was great, a great conversation, and I think even in like creating some level of like just juxtaposition between the conversation that we were having prior to the retreat to where we are now on the backside of it. Um, there were a lot of men there. All of these men seem to be very balanced men. So
Hmm.
they communicated openly, freely. There was no backlash. I didn't hear backlash or resistance to them expressing themselves as freely and openly as and masculinely as possible.
Mm,
So there was just it's just some of the concerns again that go with retreats. I just didn't see happening as we got there and all of the dynamics started unfolding. It just seemed everything was pretty graceful to me. So
mm,
E- Even our host at the villa, he told me afterwards, he was like, I've seen a lot of retreats here. Y'all did good. So
mm.
wow,
that was good to
wow,
hear. Yeah.
good,
Wow.
good.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, that's true. Like, I guess we should. Yeah, I guess that is. Well, I know it's different, anyways. Because last time we did do it like a men's circle, right? This time I don't think that was kind of the goal, but it's true. Like every man there, and some of them had a lot of like that masculine energy, but yet
Yeah,
so much self awareness was mind
exactly.
boggling. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah, and to your points, like even for me, that's my first time really seeing that many men together like that in this type of space. Like
yeah,
you just don't think about I just don't even associate it, even though I'm a man, even though I've talked to y'all, but just to see it all like
yeah.
that, it changed things.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, everything, and
So yeah,
we even had these interesting little animals there show up, and when they showed up, they always meant something, right? Like,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, they always meant something. I don't know if you saw it, but that little creature that was there when we went to the
It was a Coati. It's called
yeah,
Coati.
yeah, Coati, but
yeah,
it says that is used by the gods as an avatar. So almost like they came to watch us, right? Like, what are these guys doing over here? What is this group
yeah,
doing over here? It's like mind blowing. Once I went down the rabbit hole of what it meant spiritually, I was like, what? Like the Mayan legend is that's like the gods use that as an avatar. So I was like, okay, that's pretty.
yeah. Yeah, he showed up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And Omar had his own bird too.
They laugh just like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny. I
Yeah.
didn't even think.
And it was with us at the pre-trip too when we were in Chichen Itza and Valladolid. I think that's how you pronounce it. So yeah,
Valladolid, right? I think, or was it Vaya or Villa?
I don't know. It's
Oh,
Volla.
Villa. Okay, I don't remember. I thought it was
Valladolid.
because I remember I was saying Villa, and I think someone corrected me, and they were like, "You mean Vaya?" So I don't know if it was Vaya, but yeah, I don't even know where my internet's at right now. But yeah, yeah. But either way, yeah, yeah. That's funny. The there was no, and it was funny because even the bird would laugh on cue.
Yeah.
Like the bird would laugh on cue.
Yeah.
At all locations, at the pre-trip, at the villa, and at the side quest location.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. As we were talking, the iguanas would start bobbing their head. Like it was just everything
We
was.
saw a scorpion at the side quest.
Oh, there was
Yeah.
Yeah.
the second time.
Second
For,
time, yeah.
yeah.
Wow, wow, that's interesting. But you didn't tell me about that, huh?
I forgot about it till just
Eh,
now. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's interesting. And
Yeah.
you didn't see someone saw a scorpion at the airport. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I didn't know. I didn't
yeah,
know.
yeah. Debbie
Yeah.
put
Oh,
a
they point a
picture.
picture. Yeah, 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 I did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there was a scorpion at the airport. So that's funny.
yeah.
That's like the ultimate like transformation thing too, right? The scorpion. So
Yeah.
yeah, so maybe the side quest was very transformative, right?
Yes. Beautiful
Yeah.
day.
It was. It really was. Like it was so different than the first day, but both had
Yeah.
their places in making this magical.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
No, no, yeah. I was really happy about the side quest. That stood out to me. Uh I kind of wish I would have gone the second time to the side quest. Not really, but I kind of do. I'm a sucker for the experience, right? I like
Yeah.
experiencing things, so that's interesting. But yeah, yeah, no, beautiful. Um, yeah, I guess I really don't have nothing else to, I mean, because I could keep bringing things up. I guess as we're going, like there was an interesting experience, and then after, if you guys want to start closing out, but when we went into these cenotes, even right, like when first it was me, just me, Jay Clay, and Tangi. I felt something. And that's, I think, an important thing is that this whole group was very good at sharing. And then someone else was, like when I taught my class, it was like three or four people got the same thing. Then another two people got the same. So everyone was so in tune, right? I think a few of us, while we were there, some of us were going into each other's dreams even. So yeah, I had that happen too. I was like, what? Like, so some other people I heard talking about that, like, oh, you were in my dream and this and that. And yeah, and while we were in certain sessions, even when I took one of the other teachers' classes, right, and different people were like experiencing the same thing. So it was just mind blowing. Um, I forgot where I was going with that, right? Well, I don't know why I started.
You're probably gonna talk about the cenote, the feeling that we each
Oh,
got at a different place.
yeah, yeah. We each got the same feeling. And yeah, I just, because I didn't want to share it because I was like, I don't know, it was kind of strange. And then after, once I shared it, Jay Clay felt it too, Tanji felt it too. So it was like,
Yeah.
it's just crazy to, and they said that those cenotes are like portals. And when we were in there, it was almost like time stood still. Was like an hour felt like a day, and then we went to another one, and it was just so many mystical experiences. Yeah, it was all just this magical experience. I guess that's why I'm like, I know, even the next one will be just as magical or whatever, but um, yeah, yeah, it was like, yeah, I just wouldn't have traded it for anything. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'll say this real quick about that feeling we felt at the cenotes. So these cenotes were like in a cave. They both that we went to were in caves. And I had told a friend about it too, that we went in there and about the feeling. And she told me how she was with somebody who just couldn't do it. Like that feeling, they left
Wow.
and just, yeah, and
Wow.
how powerful that experience was.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So I guess, yeah, it depends on the sensitivity level, right? Of the, like, being able to pick up on that energy. And you know what, for me, I'll say it straight out. Like, when we were in there, and then I kind of just, I remember like, oh man, I didn't like announce like, hey, we're here respectfully, right, to the energy there. And then so once I did that, boom, it instantly, like, that weird feeling went away, right? Like, and then it just felt good. It felt graceful being in there, right? So yeah, yeah, just being
To me,
respectful.
it was right when I touched down. We went down to the last step. Both my feet were planted. It was like something like grabbed me or sucked me in. I don't
Yeah.
know. And I felt it through my body. And it was the only thing I could equate it to was fear. That's what came up.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like I was scared. But I don't know what that was. But it was interesting. So it was nothing to fear. But it just that was the only word that came to mind.
Yeah, I fell in and had to get it together because because I didn't have, I'm not, I drowned at age 6, so, and I semi-taught myself to swim afterwards, but uh, once I realized that thing was like deeper than like 20 something feet, 25 feet or more, I was like, yeah, give me a life jacket because when I fell in there, I expected my feet to touch the bottom, and they didn't. So when I got to the top, I was like, let me just grab this rope and just kind of keep it real simple. Backstroke, keep the backstroke real calm and laid back. But when I got the life jacket is when I really felt relaxed in there, and
Mm.
because at first it really felt like it was pulling me, like I was going into something. Like whoa,
Wow.
yes. But the life jacket helped me kind of calm down in there.
And right now, see, is the first time I heard him describe it like pulling, and that's exactly what I felt. Like I was about to be
Yeah,
pulled all the way in. And yeah, in that moment, it was like, whoa, what am I feel the same? Like, is this fear? Is this what is this? And then I was like, okay, let me just say, like, hey, we're here,
yeah.
respectfully, this and that. And then it all just went away. But that's funny. Yeah, I hadn't, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I slipped. Like I mean, I was going in calmly. I was holding the rope, and then my legs were gone, bro. And I was going down. I was like, "Whoa!"
Wow.
Well, and then I came back up, and okay, I was like, "Let me just play it off and go into a little calm backstroke, a little float." But it took a second for me to get back, recovered because it was unsettling to just fall into it as fast as I did.
Yeah.
I was trying to ease in.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. No, no, that's
Yeah,
amazing. See how that's kind of how it went. See, like even right now, just as we're discovering, like, oh, you felt that, I felt that too. Oh, you felt
yeah.
it too. And that's how that whole experience was. Every time someone will bring something up, they'll be like, "What? I experienced that too," or "I experienced this," or just different things like that. So
Yeah.
yeah. So on that note, I guess yeah. Unless there's any last
Yeah.
thoughts, then we could close it
And
there.
until next year, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
But we could definitely do this again, right? Maybe
Yeah.
just about different things. But I guess right now we just wanted to do a little post uh retreat while it's still fresh in our minds, right? While it's still fresh in our heads.
Yeah.
Uh yeah, maybe like a week from now we'll have different revelations that come to us, right? Like
Yeah.
after processing it, like I'm still spaced out right now. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm still trying to. I was gonna go to a yoga class just to ground and I missed it. So I was like, oh man. So it's all good.
Oh, real quick, when I came back, when I came back last night, I went to the grocery store and they had fruit trees there. I've never seen that, and I've been saying for years I want to get a fruit tree. I want to plant a fruit tree. So I ended up buying one, and then
Wow.
I bought my groceries, and the last part of my total ended in 333. I just thought that was cool
Wow.
too. Yeah.
Wow. There's that 333. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely seen that when we were over there quite a bit. So that's the number. What did I just see? I saw 3-3 and then something else this morning too. But it was yeah, yeah. Something 3-3 and
Well,
then
it's 405 now, and that's 333.
405?
Now it just turned 406, but it was 405 when you were talking about it, and that's 9, which is 333.
Oh, wow. See? That's funny. Yeah. Very present. Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, I
All
guess on
right,
that
y'all.
note, all right.
Yep.
Thank you to everybody for watching. Yeah, yeah. It was an honor to share space with David and Jay Clay, and yeah, just an honor meeting them in person. I can't even begin to explain how grateful I am just to meet them and to share space, even here right now with Jay
Yeah.
Clay, smile, laughing at me over here and stuff. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful, just energy and all that. So, all right, peace.
All right. Peace.
See ya.
Life may move fast, or it may move slow. I met a silly man who said he make it slow. We look up out towards space, or even at the sky. One day pass away, but never look inside. Breathe in, breathe out. Life is a maze, but we'll figure this out. I mean, human beings, I ain't got no doubt.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, sometimes you just feeling it, you know what I'm saying? You just feeling it. And I wanna feel this way forever.